guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. But if you're new here, thank you for joining. So today we're gonna be doing a boho human hair kinky braid wig. So what I'd like to do first of all is I always like to work with my mesh cap. I love them, they're breathable. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go in with a tiny piece of your extensions that you want to use for the braids. So you see I'm putting in a tiny piece. You want to crochet it into your mesh cap, so that because you don't want to put the entire extension into your mesh cap, it will be too chunky, because it's a braid on like twist, so that it's not too chunky for your mesh cap and you don't rip it. So you want to go in first with a tiny piece, crochet into the mesh cap, then you want to follow up with additional hair. So that's just what I'm doing. If you notice, like I brought out the boho braids, but I'm bringing out one part, I'm skipping another. So you don't want to make the entire braids boho. You just want to take one and skip one and skip. That's what I just did. If you notice, the middle one has boho, but the one on the both on the ends do not have. So that's just what I'm just doing, the same thing. And always remember, when you're placing your crochet, you do not want to go on top of the braid that you've done underneath. You want to go in the middle. I explained my reason for always doing it, so that all the space on the mesh cap is covered and you just don't want anything to be visible or seen that you're wearing a wig. So you see, I'm doing the same thing. I braided a little part and I brought out the boho part of the hair. I'm just bringing out from the braids. This is the best way to do it. You just want to bring it out. When you're done braiding, you drop it down. So over here, I've done all the braiding. I've gotten to the top. I've basically just done the same thing over and over and over and over again. I'm putting the braids at the middle on top. Do not ever put a braid on top of each other, on top and under. So that's what I'm just doing. Braiding, taking out boho from a braid, skipping, doing another one. Oh, there's my nephew. He was just distracting me. He wanted attention. I was trying to work and still give him some attention. So I'm still braiding. You see, I'll remove boho from one part. I remove I remove the curly hair out of one so that it gives that boho effect. But the next one, I'm braiding it all out. This is him still trying to get my attention, and he's just like, Auntie, I need you right now. Like, I need to work. I need to do this video for my people. So anyways, I'm just doing it again. I'm just basically doing the same thing, repeating the same process. You just want to make sure that your braid is neat. You braid tightly, you braid neatly, and you remove. You don't necessarily need to take out boho braids for all of the braids. You do one, you skip. I explained this earlier. Do one, you skip, do one, you skip. That's just what I'm doing. You want to braid. When you're braiding, probably braid halfway, or you braid a little before you get down. You want to remove a section of the extension out to create your boho braids. So that's just what I'm just doing. Basically, I'm repeating the same thing over and over again. I'm just trying to braid and fill in the mesh cap part. You don't want to go too bulky. You don't want the part of the mesh cap to be too full, and also you do not want it to be too scanty. So you want to break even, you want to be in between. You want to try and measure it and be sure that you're not doing too much and you're not doing too less, if that makes sense to you. Make sure that it's not too much and make sure that it's not too less. If it's too full, it's just not nice. It just does not come really nice. And if it's too scanty, people can see that you're wearing a wig, the mesh cap is showing behind, and you don't want that. So I'm basically just doing the same thing, repeating the same process. If you notice, I'm putting a braid on top of the braid. I'm putting on top is in between two braids under. Remember that do not put braids on top of each other when you're going upwards. Make sure that the next braid you're putting putting on top is in between two braids that was underneath. So I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, braiding, removing boho from one part, and doing the entire braid on another one. So this is just what you want to do. The same thing basically. Just make sure that you monitor your volume. You want to make sure that it's not too full and it's not too scanty. I just want to keep doing this. If you've watched up to this extent and you haven't still subscribed to my channel, please guys subscribe. Get me to 1K. I'm halfway there already. Get me to 1K subscribers. Please click on the subscribe button, like my videos, share, drop a comment, tell me what you want to see, what styles you want to see me do, what other videos that you want to see me post. Ask me questions. I'm in the comments. I'm answering questions every time. Do not be shy to ask me anything. If you need product name, anything that you need, actually, just ask me questions and I'll be willing to answer. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing over and over again and just trying to braid and work my way up and do that. So here I'm done braiding everything on the mesh cap and I've moved on to the closure. Today I used a 6x6 closure. That's what I did. And like I said in my last video, I like to start from the behind of my closure. I just like to cover the back part before I move to the sides. I like to cover the back part so that it covers covers the mesh cap behind. That's what I'm doing. I like to take like 2-3 rows from the back part of the closure, depending on how I'm feeling. So I've taken out a row from the back and I'm just going to braid that as I've braided on the mesh cap. I'm just doing the same thing because this is on top and I want the length of the braids to actually be the same as the one on the mesh cap. So I'm just adding more extensions to give it length. I'm just doing the same thing that I did on the mesh cap, braiding the hair on the closure. I'm just removing some part of the hair to form the boho and then doing some other part of the braids and just completely braiding it out without leaving anything out. So that's what I'm just doing. This is the first row and I'm just doing that and braiding the same thing. If you see, I removed the part out to form the boho side. So that's basically just what I'm doing, repeating the same thing and just braiding, guys. So yeah, I'm still doing the same thing. So I think I did about 2 or 3 rows for this week. I'm not sure, but I think it was 2. But yeah, because I think if it was twist, I probably would have done 3. But yeah, because it was a braid, I mean, braids are actually bigger than twists, tiny twists actually. So tiny twists will probably require like 3 rows to cover the back that I want to cover. But for braids, I think I think I did just 2. 2 was just enough to get the work done. So here's me doing the second row on top of the closure. You just want to do the same thing. You want to comb out the extensions. I think I said, somebody asked me in the comments the other time what extensions that I use, and I told them where they could get the extensions. So yeah, so I'm done braiding. I braided 2 rows at the back. Yes, I did. So I'm done braiding that part, and then the next thing I want to do is I want to come to the front. So I like to just tweeze out the front of the closure so that it doesn't, you know how the ventilation comes, it comes like a straight line, and I just do not like it. Our hairline doesn't look like that. So I just try to like pluck it out a little bit, just nothing serious, just a little bit, just to give it that natural effect. So after I've done that, I want to part the remaining part into 2 equal halves. I part it into equal halves. One is going to fall on the right side and one is going to fall on the left side because we're actually doing a center part for this week. So that's what I'm just doing, and I'm just trying to section out all the parts that I want to braid. This is just making work easy for me. So I think I did like five yeah, I think I did like 5. Is that a row or a row or a column? I'm not sure what this is. This is really pretty confusing, yeah, but you get what I'm trying to say. I did like 5 on each side because for a 6x6 closure, probably if you were using like a 4x4 closure or you're using a 5x5 closure, you would do less. But for a 6x6 closure, I did 5 on each side. So I've done that, and I've come after braiding everything down just to see what I want to do, come rolling them down actually. And I started from the left side, and I'm just braiding. I'm pretty much doing the same thing that I've done the entire time, trying to braid my hair. You see here, I did not leave out any hair to form the boho. I'm just braiding it entirely. I'm braiding the full thing, and then I go on to the next braid, and I'm just doing the same thing. You want to work with your braid jam. It helps you keep hairs out of the way so that you can see what you're doing, so that you can see your braids, so the braids that needs they come out well. So you see, I left out the bow for this particular braid, and there's no explanation to how to do it. You just want to wing it. You just follow your instincts. However you're feeling, leave it out. However you're feeling, there's no calculation or nothing involved in it. And this is what the wig looks like. It's playful, it's beautiful, it's messy, exactly what you wanted. I hope you learned a thing or two. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.